to our wheelhouse and why we're here, okay? Which is, of course, talking about the last Bill O'Reilly and Dennis Miller exchange. Den has not been on the Bill O'Reilly show since September. I don't know what's going on. Do you hear anything out there, Andy?
Well, I just plugged in. Well, here's the deal. There's always exciting things. Don't get thrown up by the fact that when you hit Dennis Miller and news, that there's no news for Dennis Miller, and two of the news you think, oh, I forgot to put quotes around Dennis Miller because it's not the Dennis Miller you're thinking of. But don't get thrown by that. There's always something exciting happening in Dennis Miller's career, and he was in the middle of an interview about his appearance at the River Spirit Casino Resort.
Yeah.
He launched into an old story about Saturday Night Live, and I guess it was delightful.
That's the news. That's the Dennis Miller news. Well, look, we have a clip from the No Spin News. This is September 21st. So this is back when they were talking about what was it was Kimmel, right? It was Kimmel talking about his kid and about healthcare. Let's see what happened. This is
during the salad days. This is when it's really fun to watch.
Yeah, this is back before I think
before he got bitter.
Miller got too morose. This was a couple of months ago. We should also say just a sidelight about Bill O'Reilly as you watch this to make it more enjoyable. As and Bill O'Reilly without makeup is not great. You should be aware that
body shame me, Jim.
There was a report about Bill O'Reilly's contract, testimony from a 20th Century Fox executive in some of the legal cases, that he had a clause in his contract that he could not be reprimanded for anything that was not proven in court.
I want a 10% raise, and I want to be able to call her Chocolata Mochaccino, even if she gets surly.
If it's not illegal, then I'm going to be doing it.
So, let's not forget my joke, though, that who knew the no spin zone was meant literally for how he wanted women to act around him. Maybe it wasn't funny. It was funny 2 months ago. What the hell has happened? You know what? We went into this Louis C.K. thing, and now we all feel creepy.
I know.
I don't even understand what you meant by that.
By what?
You know what I love about Bill O'Reilly's library is where he does his show? It's all his own books in the background.
Fucking awesome.
Have you ever seen David Gergen? David Gergen, whenever he gets interviewed by Skype, he always has behind him, hey, I taught at Harvard. Oh, he's got his credits behind him.
How awesome would it be if Gergen actually spoke that way? He's just like, all right,
let's go. We got to wrap this up in about 15, 20 minutes.
Why do we have to wrap it up? We should go forever with this kind of stuff.
I got Bob's today.
What's that?
Bob's. Sorry, buddy.
Oh.
I'm sorry about that.
Buddy.
I know you're not. All right, here we go. It's Bill O'Reilly with Dennis Miller back from September 21st.
Kill me. Be that as it may, it just demonstrates that late night TV is no longer what it was under Johnny Carson, where people in America watched that show. A lot of us did because we wanted a little, relaxation and laughs before we retired. Okay, so let's bring in Dennis Miller, who knows about the late night landscape. Were you ever on with Carson, by the way, Miller? Did you make it on with him?
Yeah, I did 3 appearances, I believe, with Johnny Carson.
Wow. Did you meet him?
And, sure. I remember once I had my mom out there with me, and there was a brief knock at the door, but not the knock of somebody who was waiting for you to come. It was the knock of somebody. It was like, boop, boop. The door opened and Carson steps in. My mother, I wish we didn't have cell phones and all that, weren't as prevalent then, but just the jaw drop.
Pick up the pace, Dennis.
My beloved
Pick up
mom.
the pace.
So funny when Johnny steps in. Hey, kid.
Hold on, pause it. Wait a second.
What the hell is he saying?
He said he
knocked
wished
down
cell
the door in
cell
a
phones
different
weren't
way.
as prevalent back when
In
Johnny
the 40s?
Carson was around.
He knocked on a door in
he
a bop bop way, which of course meant it was Johnny Carson. and there was less.
You're
cell phones
you're
then.
being far too animated.
Right,
He's
I know, I
like
need
just
to.
sitting there, just he can barely get
Hey
up.
Miller, did you ever meet Johnny Carson?
He's had time dilation
I
because
met-
there
I
was
met
no
Johnny
cell
Carson.
phones with when Johnny Carson
And
was on air.
He knocked on the door softly. in a
No,
way that
but
we knew that he was
isn't it
gonna
amazing
leave.
how depressed he immediately sounds? You were on Johnny Carson, right, Dennis? Yeah. I mean, what the hell?
Yeah, I did.
He could make being on Johnny Carson sound boring.
I was on with one of the most
Let's-
iconic entertainers of our time.
And my beloved mom was so funny when Johnny steps in. Hey, kid, funny tonight? I go, John, that's my mother. Hey, Mr. Number, but you know, it was so sweet. That Midwestern side of him would come out when he would meet older folks or mothers, or you know what I mean, very
Sure.
well mannered. So,
Right.
Yeah, it was exciting. It felt like you're in show business.
Right. And they didn't. Nobody was bigger than Johnny Carson. Now, did you know what
Thanks, Mr.
Carson's
History.
politics were? Did you ever see any political stuff out of him?
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Hello?
The thing about Johnny, and I saw this referred to either in the article you sent me or another
Think about
article I read.
Johnny's.
Did
I
you
don't think,
send
I
me
don't
an
think he
article?
wanted
Joked
black
about
people in his
everything,
neighborhood.
But he moved it along, you know.
That's a great
Johnny
observation.
had to
He did jokes
had
about
a
everything, but he
rhythm in
moved
his
it
head.
along.
And it was a rhythm that became America's rhythm because he was the leading practitioner. I know he would say never more than 3 jokes on a topic, and I know that he scored most off his self-deprecation, which was almost
speeding it up.
at some point almost built in. If there was a joke on the cusp, he'd say, "Leave it in because if it tanks, I'm
Yeah,
Harry
I
Houdini."
can make
He's
fun of
making
myself.
up
Right.
stuff now.
Right.
He's making up stuff.
Wow, this is just unbelievable. You know, Bill O'Reilly's trying to get to the point that Johnny Carson never got political, and so Jimmy Kimmel
That's
should.
right. That's exactly right.
Dennis Miller is just going down, talking about breaking down like, well, he would do 3 jokes on a topic, and
Yeah.
he would always keep the pace up. And
He's giving so little that I can't even pivot to make fun of him off of this one.
it's
I know. I thought that was you. I swear to God, I thought that was you doing him when it went back into the
Hey,
thing.
go ahead, let's
Carson,
see if this
he didn't
goes
like
anywhere.
Black people,
Oh,
but
we
he was
should tell people
self-deprecating.
we don't preview this stuff. Any of
No,
us.
we don't know, folks.
because we don't want to watch it twice.
We just know it's going to be terrible.
Go ahead.
And then the third thing I would say is he
The third
probably
thing.
threw darts at all the balloons, but he didn't flamethrow or anything. You know what I mean? He moved along.
Yeah, he pricked it. And he was on during the Vietnam era, all of the controversies, but he didn't do Jack Parr. He didn't do what a lot of these talk show hosts did. He kept it light. He kept it moving, as you said, and he was unbelievably successful. And I think Americans appreciated that. Okay, flash forward to now. We got Kimmel.
Are you kidding me,
We got
Bill
Colbert
O'Reilly?
and Fallon. And of the 3, Colbert, his whole show is political, but that is scoring some ratings, although I must tell the audience, and you know this, they're a shadow of what Johnny Carson's
That's right.
ratings were. I mean, late night TV now,
shadow.
if they do 3 million a night, they're jumping up and down. Carson was doing triple that on some nights. So what do you think about the landscape
Pause
now?
it. Just so for people who are younger and don't understand, here's how
Right.
the math works. At that time, there was 1 late night show. It was Johnny Carson's show. Now there are 3 on the 3 networks. So if they're each doing 3 million, and Johnny Carson on some nights would do triple that, then basically what you have is that's how math works. Very often,
Yeah.
these guys will do a third of what Jimmy Kimmel did. I mean, Johnny Carson, because there's 3 of them now.
Yeah, but now there's a lot more
Well, the
TV
kids today,
channels.
they don't know how to divide in 3.
Now there's a lot more TV channels, Billy, and I was eating a
And
Milano
then,
cookie, and then I saw
If
a
there was
homeless
a joke
guy.
on the cusp,
I was so upset
it was-
that maybe this homeless guy might be at a shelter that my taxes pay for.
All right, let's.
Now at late night turning political.
Well, first off, I don't think what you just said, and I know you're true there, actually, but that doesn't mean absolutely anything. The whole universe of technology, it's like saying how many calligraphy pens were sold after Gutenberg invented the printing.
Oh!
Everything's changed. Nobody's going to do Carson's
Wow.
number.
Bill
Now,
is
I can
pissed.
honestly say I'm not being too cool for the room here. I don't watch late night television, so
Too cool for
I've
the
never
room.
seen Stephen Colbert's show.
Really?
But I would think that
Never
Stephen
seen it.
Colbert, well, yes, you could take anything I say.
You might not be invited. You might not be invited on now. That's what I'm worried about. Go
I
ahead.
don't think I'd capable of doing it. I'm not. My chops aren't what they used to be. I certainly don't pursue late night television, and nor do they pursue me. I just don't think I have it anymore. But I will say this about Colbert. I would think, from what I do see in the ratings numbers, that he would be happy because I believe he was finishing third consistently.
Yeah,
and
last.
Trump, in an odd way, has resuscitated a lot of careers. I know Rachel Maddow was third, and now she's up at the top, and Colbert and Alec Baldwin seems like
O'Reilly's steaming now. Like he just
degree.
remembered, like,
So
that's right, she beat me.
They might hate Trump, but it must be an odd thing in their head where they realize that, quite frankly, their good fortunes right now are predicated on his victory as the president.
Now,
That is
if
the most
somebody
cogent
forced
point
you
that Dennis
to
Miller's
watch
ever made.
late night TV, they broke into your house and you had a gun at your head, would you
it.
prefer
Just the
to
thought, you
This is-
fucking prick.
I'd beg him to pull the trigger.
I would say I don't have anything to live for anymore. Now paint my brains on the wall like the cover of the Maharishi's Beatle record.
Yeah.
That's why. No, nothing anyone said was like asking how much were calligraphy pens after Gutenberg. You can't just add a reference because you literally have nothing.
Hey, Dennis, say that
just-
someone kidnapped you, put a gun to your head. Now you're talking, Billy. Because I don't actually have the courage to do it myself. But if somebody forced it on me, I would say, take it. I have nothing to live for anymore.
Death
Fuck it.
by
He sounds
O'Reilly
He sounds
hypothetical.
depressed by how bad Trump is.
Yeah.
Doesn't he?
Yeah. Yeah.
I
think
think
so.
that there might be 1% of Dennis Miller that is not like, he's not becoming good by any stretch of the imagination, but
No.
he's at least starting to get how disgusting his side is.
He's coming out of it.
He's coming,
I
yes.
hope he has a moment of clarity that he realizes that he was, I don't know what percentage, tiny percentage, somewhat responsible for Donald Trump.
I think
mean-
that there's something going on. It's a
I mean, look.
fraction.
I mean, people. I had to explain this to Brendan today. Andy, have you met Brendan? Our new Brendan? You haven't met Jamie yet either, have you?
I don't think so.
Oh, we got all new
Unless
things.
they're.
This is Brendan.
I don't believe so.
Brendan, say hello.
Hi, Andy. How's it going?
Hi, how are you?
Now,
Doing well. Loving these bits.
Jamie is out because she had her wisdom teeth taken out. But I had to show Brendan my Dennis Miller doll that I had from 2003 when he was a hero for the right because he was the French couldn't find a weapon of mass destruction if it was in their souffle or whatever it was that the doll would say.
That was when he was really animated.
But-
why don't we draw an and why? All of a sudden, it's like caribou's Muslims. Is that why the Democrats care about them so much? Ba-da-ba.
This would have been better material than he actually did.
Let's
But
hear
still.
it.
to watch late night TV? They broke into your house and you had a gun at your head.
Sounds great.
Would you prefer to watch somebody who is just doing entertainment?
He's still trying to
Or
get
would
this
you
point
prefer
across.
to watch all of this social commentary, which
Pause
is
it.
almost 100%?
Pause it. I just want to remind people that the only reason why we know Dennis Miller's name is because of the social commentary he did on Weekend Update on a late night TV show. Unbelievable.
Or would you prefer to watch all of this social commentary, which is almost 100% left? Which would you, Dennis Miller, prefer to watch?
Well, you're asking me a hypothetical about something that doesn't. I just don't watch it. So I don't know. You pick the answer. Whatever
Blow
one
my
you
brains
Well,
out.
I'd rather be entertained myself.
I'd rather not
I
watch
bet.
it and watch Turner Classic Movies. That's what I how long have I known this? That
you
many
know, the
years.
first rule of improv
I
is say
like to
yes,
watch
but how
TV
about this?
to
No.
escape
No to life,
from
no
the
to
world.
you,
I don't
no
want
to
like
this
to be
segment,
immersed in a very
no to
sad
late
world
night.
right now. Plus, the country doesn't.
Yeah, he's,
I know
I don't want to be immersed in a sad
Trump
world.
is the president now, and there are some things that I'm more in agreement with him than liberals. I don't trust Iran. I don't like giving them money and all that stuff. I do think North Korea has to be reined in. I know I'm supposed to think that he's Adolf Hitler. I don't think that he's Adolf Hitler. Hitler was Hitler. So all those things lead me to a point where not only am I not
Was this
that
guy always
interested
such a
anymore at
misery?
my age, and I am interested in Turner Classic Movies, which I watch every night, I would have to go through consternation to watch late night
Okay.
TV, as I understand, because I think
Okay,
my
all right, great. Thanks for the high energy segment, you
I'm
prick.
sort of the naive rube, and I don't know who sidles up to that every night to be told they're stupid.
No, I think that's driving the audience away, and ESPN too. So Miller's on his way to Baltimore in about 2 hours. He's out on the West Coast, and I will meet him there for our big show tomorrow at the Royal Farms Arena. You on your game, Miller? You're going to be up for that?
Yeah, I've been writing jokes. I have
New stuff.
I might do a comedy special next year, and I've got a whole new hour, so I'm going to work on that.
Excellent. I've got new stuff. Everybody's got new stuff. We'll see you tomorrow.
Excellent. Here, I'm
In
enraged at
Baltimore.
God.
That's Miller.
You're a middle-aged
Okay, we wrap it
claustrophobic
up now with Jerry
depressive.
Jones, owner of
Okay,
the...
all right, we're out of there.
You're a middle-aged
He's not Hitler. He's not Hitler is his new thing about Trump.
Yeah, he's definitely not Hitler. You know,
Good point.
I guess that the Miller only comes on now the night before the show that they're going to do
to promote the
live.
big show.
That's why
I
there's
love how
nothing since
defeated he is, that he still is just like, I mean, as far as I'm concerned,
I just want
we
people to
should rein in
understand
North Korea, but
the
to watch
effort that
movies.
I make and how seriously I take this program. I have a membership now to the Bill O'Reilly No Spin Show.
Oh, God.
Just for you, Andy.
I can't believe our money goes to that.
Are they coming to town? Oh, well, we're in different towns. But don't you think that you should send me as a correspondent of the Majority Report out to see the Bill
I would
O'Reilly,
definitely
Dennis
do
Miller
that.
show?
Oh, God.
There's a show in
you
December
need
in
to
Anaheim.
Go. You need
Andy,
to go.
if I bought you the ticket, would you go and just like
Yes.
and tape it with your iPhone or something?
I buy myself a ticket.
I'll buy you the ticket.
Will you
I will do it.
record it with your iPhone, please?
Oh my God.
You need to do this.
Friday, December 15th
Oh, I can't wait.
in Las Vegas.
What's the date in Anaheim? Anybody know?
2 shows on the 16th in Anaheim at the
I'll
Honda
be there.
Center.
Oh my God.
The
And then I
Honda
feel like we got
Center.
to hire somebody else to shoot you in that crowd.
Oh, I have to be in disguise.
Oh yeah, there's a
I
lot
don't want to
of
be recognized.
Well, Andy, look,
no.
we
I would prefer to just watch. I think we should nuke North Korea, but people are so mean about it. I prefer to just watch movies.
so Kindler, you've been writing new material. Where you playing these
Yeah,
days?
I've
You
been
going to play the
watching-
Chuckle Huts? and
Here's the material.
yeah, plug your plug. What are you doing?
I'm supposed to plug my. I keep forgetting that I have a podcast. So everybody keeps saying, plug it. Not everybody. I sound like Trump now. Everyone's saying this. It's called Thought Spiral. Me and my friend Josh Elvis Weinstein do a podcast, and it's just me and him talking. And it's really, it's not making a little noise. There's no buzz around it, but it's definitely
Well, it's
been
good.
recorded.
I've listened to a couple episodes. It's funny.
Is that true?
It really
Cool.
is true.
I'm gonna put it
it's-
on my
everybody should
iPod
check
right
it
now.
out.
I'm gonna put it. It's too bad we're not living in the age of cell phones.
Yeah. They were a lot more prevalent back then. Are you working on any new material? Yeah, I think Trump's right.
guess
We
that's
should probably nuke Korea, but I don't want to be made
Johnny
to feel
Carson
bad
doesn't have
about
a
it.
fax machine.
When he said, "I think we should rein in North Korea," it brought me back to how facile these fucking idiots were during Bush's time. Just to sort of like, we should rein in North Korea. Oh yeah, why doesn't somebody go over and pull the rein in North Korea lever that we had installed at the White House? Nobody
Obama.
wants to touch it because they're so lazy.
Obama doesn't do it because he's PC, Billy. But
Yeah,
look, I
but Bill,
prefer
we
to
gotta
watch
rein
on.
him in.
I prefer to watch on the water.
Just use the-
try to think of reasons why I shouldn't kill myself. That's my new material. I'm going to work out in Anaheim.
That was really amazing. You know, I have to tell you, that was one of the most entertaining things I've heard. Was
Do you
Bill
really-
O'Reilly. Bill O'Reilly threatened. He goes, "If I had a gun to your head, would you do any comedy for me then?"
Hi, folks. Sam Seder here. We still need your help on our Patreon page. YouTube ads have come back, but not nearly as much as we had before. So if you can help us out, any little bit helps. Head over to our Patreon page right at this URL, and you'll help us keep helping you by making videos